Dogs Live tonight was Bombay Zero, joined by Paul Young, of course, the trainer. Paul, that was a very impressive run. Sort of took it up at the third turn and powered home.
Yeah, if he can get a run from 2 to 3, that's where he does his running. And obviously he's very strong coming home then, but he doesn't get the best draws. But it's always nice to win one at your own track. Definitely,
on a big night as well. It seems like when he does it right, he is sort of one of those dogs that can beat the best, really.
He can do, yeah. You know, he's been unlucky in a few of his races, but obviously it showed there tonight what he can do. And hopefully he can do that in the little final there next weekend.
Hopefully. And I saw you kenneling in a few earlier. How many runners have you got tonight?
We got 13 runners there tonight, so, you know, it's an easier night, you know.
You've had a winner already, so the pressure's off. What are your best chances apart from Bombay Zero?
Oh, no, you've gotten the pressure on me there. No, it's a hard card. I think I bitched there in the Bubbly Flame in the 575 maiden. I think won't be too far away. And in the last race, the Trap 4 dog, the Calavario dog, if he gets a run, but he's a bit of a headache dog. But
he was unlucky last week. He was sort of coming to win it and found a lot of trouble. So hopefully he has a clearer run tonight.
Well, definitely that. But I think he's one of them that could do a pair of blinkers on to help him as well. But you know, hopefully we can get another winner or two later on.
Plenty of runners. I'm sure you'll be on the.
So I was saying it. Cavero in the last 750, 4-dog race will suit. Next best Pyman's goal in the 744. But I'm fancying plenty of winners out of that, Danny.
You know what, as well? I'm going to rib you for napping in a 4-dog race.
You were going to nap New Destiny at 6 on.
I wasn't.
I made you change your mind.
No, you didn't. How dare you? Right, we've got our naps as well. Thankfully, Joe has to go through the card. We only have to have one each. I'm with Mad About Peck in the big one. I'm going against Emily's Pavilion team in Trap 2. Daryl's in the 744, going with Trap 5, Pyman's goalie. Bacon Roll, I mean, she is absolutely superb. 7:27, it's our first live race. Gary's nap. We've got Millbank Boiler. In fact, Hobbsy went with the 7:11, didn't he? So, sorry, Hobbsy. And then Jason's with Bright Jewel in Trap 5 in the 8:54. Now, we're going to have a look at the 7:11 race. Here was the betting. We had a favourite in Trap 4, Millbank Boiler for Gemma Evans, 4-6. It was 4-1 for T-Boy Brownie, 9-2 for Bombay Zero, 7-1 for Miami Sapphire and Flynn's Porter. This was the Romford Friday Night 500 Standard Heat 1. And the stat man, Daryl Williams, going to be commentating on this race.
Hello, Danny. Hello, Joe. Welcome, everybody. So, sorry we couldn't bring you this live, but we're going to do the second best thing, which is a look back at the first heat of the Standard over the 400 metre. There will be 2 qualifiers for the final that will take place next week. And as we know, Millbank Boiler for Gemma Evans went off a warm favourite in Trap 4. They were sent on their way, and it was Flynn's Porter 3 who led the charge from Miami Sapphire. 6 got round the outside, T-Boy Brownie just to go on. 2 is starting to move up, though. Bombay Zero at halfway. So T-Boy Brownie then, but there's a gap on the inside for Bombay Zero, who's about to exploit that and take the lead as they go towards the final bend. But Bombay Racing and Paul Young and Bombay Zero at a bit of a price is quickening away. Wins well. Second place went to 3 Flynn's Porter, 6 T-Boy Brownie in third, and an upset in race number 3 this evening. Our intended first live race, Bombay Zero, 24.15, wins at, I think, 100 to 30 in the end. It was much bigger earlier. It was 10s. God, goodness me, 100 to 30, 10s this afternoon. Flynn's Porter 10-1, T-Boy Brownie 4-1, back in third. Danny? Oh, actually, before we do that, I think we're going to stay here to have a look at the lineup for the second heat, which is the 7:27. That is race 4 on the card. Again, 2 qualifiers to come in the second heat of the Friday night 500 stand. I can't get over the price of Bombay Zero. That was so short in the end. Yahoo Lowell's in Trap 1. One of the 2 pitches here, Paul Burr's charge. 2 is Davo You Go for Nathan Hunt. 3 is Slip Along Move, who's got very good form over the C and the D for Paul Young. Zebedee Cluassa in Trap 4 will be looking to edge in from the black box without a win in 10 for Nathan Hunt. Pro Parker in 5 for Michelle Brown. And Bacon Roll, who will be the warm order. We know it's Gary's nap as well, in the 6 for Paul Burr.
Buzzing here tonight, and I'm pleased to say I'm with a legend of the game, the inimitable Mr. Gary Wilcello.
How are you, Jay? So unbelievable here, isn't it? You know, the younger people here. You know, when I used to come to the dogs, it was a lot of old people, but you look around tonight, a younger breed coming into our game, Jason. That's what we want.
Got to get on with this race, but very quickly, you're bang on form. We were talking about when Walthamstow closed. You were only 13 years out.
Yeah, well, I thought it was 30 years ago, but we've got Dougie Tyler behind us, who they used to bet there, Douglas Tyler, 17 years ago.
Now,
closed down. Jason, don't ask me. Bacon roll. You know I love a bacon roll. Don't ask me who's going to win. Double bacon!
Hobsey's already had an odds-on loser. Can Gary have an odds-on loser already? I feel like Eamon Andrews. Everyone wants to say hello to him. Last word, best topping on a bacon roll is...
Brown sauce, Jason.
Wrong, vinegar.
So there is trap 3, slip-along move for Paul Young, heading on parade, 10-1 at the moment. And slip-along move always runs his race, very, very consistent lad. We've got trap 4, Zebedee Croassa, who's reached 2 Category 3 sprint finals at Nottingham recently for Nathan Hunt. Trap 5 would be Pro Parker. He's a solid open racer, but I think he'd probably be more suited to 2 bends than 4. However, he's probably got the speed to hold on in a 400 metre here at Romford for the Pro Racing Club and Michelle Brown. And then the girl Bacon Roll, who started her winning spree when we were last here at Romford on Champion Stakes night, and has won a ridiculous amount since then, something like 12. So, unbelievable.
It is, and she should win, Danny, to be fair. She's a really consistent bitch, she really is, and look, she's got a decent draw. She should clear Pro Parker if she comes away. 8 to 11 is a little bit on the skinny side, I must say, but I think she'll win. You know, 21 victories for 71 starts. She's a real stalwart for Paul Burr and the kennel, she really is. And best turned out, Danny, was trap 1, Yahoo Lols, who was paraded by Leah Brown. So congratulations to Leah Brown, £50, and Bet Goodwin.
In the bag.
I believe Bet Goodwin sponsoring the best turned out tonight. So thank you to them for their brilliant sponsorship, and well done to Leah Brown.
Well done indeed. So we're doing a best turned out for every single race on the card, actually. So yes, we're only showing race 4 onwards, but we've had the first 3 as well. So well done to everybody that's had their best turned out checks.
Also, if you are getting a bet on, get it on early, because we are 30 seconds or so behind. We know that. So if you're watching us thinking we're live, we're probably 30 seconds behind. So if you do want to have a bet, make sure you're on nice and early as well, and we'll keep repeating that through the night so people get the bets on for.
We will indeed. Right, Bacon Roll. Come on, Darryl. Do we think she's going to win it?
Well, an overall form, Danny, I mean, absolutely prolific winner. Has got the fastest time of the year, which was literally at the beginning of January, and I think that was something like the 4th or 5th fastest time ever. So that's what she can do. My worry is she's not quite been firing on all cylinders the last twice, but I still think she's probably got enough to beat them here and land Gary Wiltshire's nap. Here we go, 4 to 5, the favourite then. Money coming for Pro Parker late on. 7s into 5s, in the 5 for Michelle Brown. Her approach is the standard heat 2. Ready to roll here on Gone to the Dogs, and they race away. And 6 was down on its knees, and 5, Pro Parker got away best from Yahoo Lols, 1 in second, just swinging off a true line there. 4 in behind Zebedee Croassa. The favourite is sharing 5th place, along with 3 slip-along move, and Devo You Go is at the back trap 2, and Pro Parker not unbacked before the offer. Pro Racing Club and Michelle Brown leads by 2.5 from Yahoo Lols in second place down the straight. Pro Parker is going to score. Yahoo Lols 1 will get second, and it might just be 4 Zebedee Goalie, who's back in third. So Bombay Buck has won. It's a double for trainer Paul Young. We heard from him earlier talking to Emily behind as Breamore Paulie made a move down the inside, trap 1 at halfway, but the winner is in front, Bombay Buck, as they charge towards the home turn, stepping back from sprinting, and will go on and land this here. And a second winner for Paul Young. Another nice price. What's happening to these favourites tonight? They're just not doing as the form book suggests they might. 4 Bombay Buck takes it. And Bretton's Boyle, we're coming back next week in the final, which will consist of 4 railers and 2 middle seats.
The team hasn't put money on the next favourite, or has napped it, or has bought Keneally's Crackers.
More to come from him. Just see him coming out of the boxes here, and you know, one's moved off Breamore Paulie. That's why he's just not getting the runs at the minute. He keeps finding trouble when he comes away. That allowed Bretton's Boy a good run, but the puppy Bombay Buck in 4's done it really well.
Thing is as well, you look at Breamore Paulie's runs and he's just magnet. He's a magnet for trouble all the time. So hopefully he'll get his kind of trapping boots on. He can stay on his own line or lane, should I say.
It wouldn't do him any harm giving him a solo and just giving him a sight of the hair and just giving him a run. You know, we do 24 dead round here.
Easy.
It might just spark him up a little bit.
Well, there.
winner of race 5 and the third heat of the standard was Bombay Buck. We're going to get another quick word with Paul Young. Heard from him already, just before they take the picture, if that's okay. Paul, just a May 23 this one, so very exciting.
No, he ran very well. Like, obviously, I didn't think it was greatly drawn. Like, obviously, he got a good run early and kicked on halfway.
A nice early pace, and I think he showed a lot of his pace down the back. So, is he going to be one that sort of stepped up to a harder trip?
We tried him at Monmouth, he didn't get the 4 bends, a bit too far for him. So he's a bit in between, probably 450, 460 somewhere. But you know, there's plenty of tracks, Oxford and that. So we might have a look there later in the year.
He can win races around here too. So.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Always nice to win on your home track, anyway.
Plenty of runners. You've already had 2 winners on the show, so hopefully it continues.
All right, thank you. Yep.
Thanks, Paul.
Cheers, thank you.
So that was the winner, Bombay Buck, of the Romford Friday Night 500 Standard Heat number 3. Right, we are going to dive into the annals of history. Well, about 5 years ago anyway, 2020 Golden Sprint Final, and we can have a look at what happened.
Back racing. Trap 5 has moved right in Cannon Street is a Kenton 10 and Gordie's Hollow's going to rush up on the inside and makes the bend and Kenton 10 has raced on. Tiffield Blue Boy is poised in second, Badminton Donal only third. They head down to the second last bend in the Golden Sprint Final and Gordie's Hollow with a 3-length advantage here for Tiffield Blue Boy, and that's how they're going to finish. Gordie's Hollow has won the Golden Sprint, wins by 2 lengths. Tiffield Blue Boy second.
It's run very well so far, but not quite, led and won. But we felt if he could get away tonight, and we thought with the draw that he could, then he had a very good chance of seeing it out and winning, and that's exactly what he did. Great time as well.
I do love the looking back in the history of the race. It just sets up the night for me. Anyway, Daryl, what's the result?
Bombay Buck has won trap 4, then at 24:02 on the clock. Danny 5-1 the return there. Breton's Boy got second at 7-2. Pyman's Goldie just missing out the 7-4 favourite. So our quickest heat winner tonight was Pro Parker, clocking 23:77 in the second heat.
Now we are going to catch up with somebody who looks after retired greyhounds all the time, and Emily has interviewed her.
Well, welcome to the paddock where all the racing dogs are going to be coming out of tonight. But right now we're going to talk retired dogs, just as importantly, joined by Katie Isaac from Romford Retired Greyhounds. And Katie, once again, you're here on a big night trying to promote how great they are as pets.
Yes, we've come along again tonight. We've got a couple of the retireds up in the grandstand, meeting and greeting the public as they come in. And the children can come up and pet the dogs, and if they're interested we can chat to them a little bit more about rehoming, and they actually get to see hands-on with some of the retired dogs that we've got.
And of course you do a lot of work with the track and the trainers as well, so how closely do you work with the trainers to try and help the rehoming situation?
Yes, so we work with a number of Romford trainers and some further afield as well, but mainly Romford. We've got here today with us, we've got a dog from Paul Young's kennels, one of the trainers that we work with, and we try and, we've got some rehoming spaces in kennels that we bring dogs into, but also we try and work with trainers to rehome dogs direct from kennels, so that when they have a number of dogs and they need some help with rehoming, some that maybe have waited quite a while for rehoming spaces, we try and advertise those direct with the kennels, and then people like Yvette, who's here with Gizmo, will help us, and she'll show people the dogs and the trainers' kennels, and hopefully we can get some homes for those dogs as well.
Fingers crossed. Thank you, Katie. We're going to have a quick word with Yvette, because usually you're seen parading all of Paul Young's dogs, but of course you have a big involvement in the retired dogs as well.
Yeah, so I just help out with the racing mainly, wherever that might be, mainly Romford. But yeah, I do a lot with the retired dogs, working with Katie. They're really great, like helping us kind of find those homes. But it starts with us at the end of the day. So you know, we'll do small dog testing with them. We'll take them out and about where we can around the racing commitments, just to kind of start them on that journey, really. It's really important that we don't just leave that to the rehoming kennels, and we start that journey as well and work with them.
And of course, Paul has a very big kennel strength, probably the biggest kennel strength in the country. So I assume you're very busy with his retired dogs when they do retire.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll always have some retired because of the size of our kennel. So, you know, we try and keep it down to a maximum of about 20 if we can, but it's not always possible. But yeah, so we'll work with other charities. But Katie and the team at Romford Retired Greyhounds have been great. We've come and done the children's race here before bank holidays, that kind of thing. Because, like I say, we want to do our bit for it. They're our responsibility as well. So we do our own rehoming through Katie and the team. And they'll support us with things like home checks and that aftercare, which is just as important.
And we have Gizmo here. Is he rehomed or is he looking for a home?
So he's looking for a home. So he's actually really recently retired. So he had 23 races for us. He won 3. But, you know, he's kind of getting on a little bit now. He come off a tiny bit sore, so we just decided to call it a day with him. So he actually is looking for a home now. So he'll be neutered soon, and we'll start that process. So he's met some children here tonight, which is great. And we'll start that kind of socialisation process with him soon.
Lovely. Thank you, Yvette. Let's hope Gizmo gets plenty of interest because he is a lovely, lovely dog. Thank you.
He is a lovely dog. He came in to see us in the studio as well, so he's an absolute gorgeous. Very long legs as well, so they take up a fair bit of your sofa. Right, Hobbsy's been roaming around as well, but who's he found?
Welcome back to the restaurant, and I'm with a couple of guys who've certainly travelled the most distance to get here to Romford this evening. Tom Hilbron, trainer of Mad About Peck, and Mark Davis, part owner. Start with you, Tom. I mean, this greyhound, I think this record at Romford is pretty underplayed. He's 5 from 5.
Yeah, he loves the place, you know. He seems to like the boxes here, and that's the game. He's not a natural starter, but he seems to come away here. Hopefully we get one more ping break out of him tonight.
The kennel in good heart at the moment?
Yeah, we've had a slow start the year, but we seem to be coming to form now, and like I said, this lad's in great order. He's travelled well, so, you know, fingers crossed.
It's a tough race.
Yeah, it's a brilliant final. You know, I think it's a race to turn. I'd say whatever leads wins.
Okay, let's have a chat with Mark. Mark, you looking forward to it?
I am definitely so, yeah, looking forward to it. Been 5 hours getting here, so hopefully he can come away as fast as he can, and it's going to be a tough race, but we all know he can do it.
You're not a Geordie?
Definitely not, no. I'm a Leeds fan, so I'm from Hereford we come from today.
Okay, well, good luck. How do you see the race being run?
Well, he's got to ping out, isn't he? Simple as that. I mean, a lot of fast starters in the race, obviously it's a sprint, so he's just got to do as well as he can last week and hope for the best.
Is this your biggest final to date, or?
This dog, yeah, Mad About Peck it is, yeah.
Excellent. Well, good luck. And Tom, big week, of course, Saturday, Trainers' Judgment Night.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, next Saturday morning it'll be a real good night, and you never know, might pull a miracle off.
Exactly. Well, go for it at Romford and at Perry Bar next week. Lovely to see you both.
I want to give a shout out to Porrig, who got us the dog from Ireland. He'll be watching tonight, and also David Batt as well. He's got a nice bound each way, so cheer up. And also, big well done to Tom and his team for coming down here for the last 4 weeks.
To Scott as well, I nicked his seat.
No, yeah. Staff.
Great stuff. Well done, boys.
Now we've got our next race coming up for the 801, which, Darryl, is the graders. We've got the A11s in action.
Yeah, you said earlier on, Danny, and it's so right, how great it is to acknowledge these A11 runners here. The Romford Greyhound Owners Association sponsored sweepstake. £500 will go to the winner. Calypso Rose, by the way, we've had winners in 5 different traps so far tonight, and the very well-drawn Calypso Rose in the red box trying to get trap 1 a first winner. 9 to 4 chance for Bernie Doll. I saw Bernie earlier. It was good to see him as well. Been a long time. Worth a Lilybet, middle runner out of 2 for Martin Wiley. 3 will be Swift Lorenzo. Tommy Batchelor trains for the Office Girls Syndicate. Good luck to Tommy. Former Crayford trainer, of course. Bernie also has the 4 Headford Rachel, who is a wide runner in the black coat. L Special runs out of trap 5. Like Headford Rachel, had over 130 runs each, the pair of those. Rathme and Lyra on the outside. Just had the 6 starts. Tommy Batchelor's second runner at 5 to 2.
Looking forward to seeing the A11 dogs in action for this sweepstakes final. But what's going on in the betting ring, Jason?
Now we've got the sweepstakes final coming up. We're going to have a guest tipster for this, but Gary, there's an important message that you want to convey.
Yeah, just had some sad news here. A dynasty in the Midland racing. The Peckham family. John passed away last week, and their uncle, they used to run, Dave Peck used to run Warwick Ground Stadium, you know, all those flaps and that. And Jamie's got dogs, you know, here with every trainer and that, and it's such a shame. But John, I know you're looking down on us tonight. You love the dogs, mate, and I know you love a favourite. I think you'll be doing your money at the moment. But a lovely family, and all our best here at Gone to the Dogs Live.
Cheers, Gal. Well said. Well, I said we've got a special tipster. There's many different ways to use the word special. Come on, the sheriff! Here's the sheriff.
Hello, Jason. How are you? Hello, everybody. The Romford Sheriff is back. How you doing?
Find us a winner in this sweepstakes. Come on, you know these dogs.
Right. All I can say is that if the free dog goes up and down in the boxes, up and down, if he hits it, he will win. It's for me, he's one of them dogs. He just goes up and down, but I've backed him. I've had 7-2 about him. He's 5-2 now. I thought 7-2 was value because I think you're only just hoping that he comes away. But he is one of them, and he does miss his break a lot through going up in the air.
Sheriff, you're a star. Tommy Batchelor for the Office Girls Syndicate. Tommy Batchelor should not be let anywhere near Office Girls.
Do you know, I heard that as well.
So here we are on parade for RA11 and trap 4. Headford Rachel is excited. She's had 134 races, and you wouldn't think it from the way she's pulling on parade.
It's a little grey face on her there, though. You can tell she's just getting on, but she's still buzzing to go, Danny.
She's more lively than you. Trap 5, L Special for Paul Young. She's another old girl, and she's raring to go. Those tails tell you absolutely everything.
Also, best turned out, so well done to Miriam Young, who is parading Al Special.
And there's Rathme and Lyra for Tommy Batchelor. Now, a question, Joe.
Go on.
Is trap 2 worth the Lily bet?
Oh, shocking, honestly. Not for me, Danny. I'll win 1, Calypso Rose. But yes, if you want to have a Lily bet on 2, then go ahead, do it. There we see. Best turned out, Ellie Special. Well done to Miriam Young. Well done to Paul Young. £50 going your way, Miriam.
From the Champagne Club Racing Syndicate.
Yes, so congratulations.
So Steve Fluin, thank you very much indeed for sponsoring some of our best turned outs.
Yes. 1 for me, Danny. I'm a Calypso Rose.
Okay, with 1 Calypso Rose here for Joe. I wasn't quite sure who I wanted to go with, but I'm probably going to have to go with trap 2. Worth a Lily bet.
Said it, yeah.
Now I've said it,
yeah.
And I've made myself laugh at least. I'm going to have to go with the Martin Wiley runner.
Yeah, won last week, beat Rathme and Lyra in the heats last week, so goes into this final in good form. Calypso Rose, 2 victories in A11 in the last 2 starts, beat Swift Lorenzo last time out by 2 lengths. A good draw, worth a Lily bet, moving off from 2. We'll see the head on after the race, but I think Calypso Rose is going to have loads of room here, and I think she's good enough to take advantage.
I could have sworn you said in the cup final, and I'm thinking, are you in a cup final this year?
No, we're not time the quarters, thank you.
Okay. Right, we have got the Romford Greyhound Owners Association A11 sweepstakes final. Darryl, are you going to get that in the first few seconds of the commentary?
I'll try my very best, Danny. I will try my very best. Calypso Rose, then the 11-4 joint second favourite now, because it is Rathme and Lyra who's been really well backed, and I know it's been a really difficult night for favourite backers. However, Bombay Zero smashed off the boards earlier. Pro Parker heavily backed earlier. Look at this Rathme and Lyra, 5-1 most of the day, is going to go off 9-4. So is it a case of they knew again? We're about to find out. The RGOA A11 sweepstake final, Bunny on the spin, £500, and the prestige of being the best A11 at Romford is up for grabs. 3's bouncing, as the Sheriff told us would be the case, and didn't come away particularly well. 2 led early, worth a Lily bet. 4's there, Headford Rachel. 3 now recovering well to go into second, Swift Lorenzo. 1 makes ground on the inside, hemmed against the rail, Calypso Rose. Then the 6, Rathme and Lyra, the well-backed greyhound, but the front 2 have gone clear. Worth a Lily bet. Now Swift Lorenzo for Tommy B is about to hit the front as they come off the turn. Swift Lorenzo by 2 or 3 for the Office Girls Syndicate, and Tommy Batchel, they'll be celebrating. Well done, the Sheriff. 2 got second, worth a Lily bet, but Swift Lorenzo was far too sharp for them tonight. What a big run, and was moving around, as we heard would probably be the case before the boxes open, but has bounded clear. Dropped down from A10 company, was running A9 just a matter of a few weeks ago. A gift for some perhaps in this A11, and Swift Lorenzo gets his 8th victory here, the son of Magical Bow. Here's the boxes. There he was, bouncing around in the traps. He didn't come away too badly. 4 head for Rachel broke best. 2 went to the front, worth a Lilybet, but 3 was about to pounce. Calypso Rose trying to get a run. Rathmean Lyra, that gamble 6 wasn't going to be landed. Headford Rachel, L's Special never factored for Youngie at the back, but turning in. 3 just striding on effortlessly, it seemed. Swift Lorenzo, and despite the fact that our naps have all gone the wrong way so far, we take something from Jason's guest nap tipster. Well done, the Sheriff.
Indeed, well done. The Romford Sheriff, as he's dubbed himself. Swift Lorenzo has won for Tommy Batchelor, and I thought I was going to be in with a shout here with Lily, and she's just not quite lasted home.
She was jumping up and down on this step. I thought she was going to break her ankle when Worth for Lily went around in front, but no. The Sheriff's in town, Danny.
Whee.
And that's why he's known as a Romford Sheriff, because he picks out dogs like that. A great performance from Swift Lorenzo. 46 starts, 8 victories, £500 to collections. A brilliant incentive, that is, for A11s. You know, they get overlooked at times, but a fantastic performance from Swift Lorenzo. Great performance.
I do love seeing this drone footage, you know. There's nothing better than greyhound racing under lights. And we've got the head-on as well, and you can see, as you said, Solo up the inside here, and everybody else moving off.
Just going to take advantage now. She walked out, Calypso Rose, and that just allowed them, Worth for Lilybet, to really dictate where she wanted to go. And, you know, Swift Lorenzo's turned a good posse there, and he's done it really well. It's a strong performance. He's took it up at the third bend and pulled away to win comfortably.
Now I think we've got a result, Darryl.
Thank you very much, Danny. I was just thinking about the trap ones tonight. They're not going well, are they? Fire and Ice, Joe, myself, many others, very sweet on Fire and Ice, but Trap One's having a bit of a mare so far this evening. Hopefully to turn around. Swift Lorenzo, 24.48, 11-4. 2 Worth the Lilybet, the same price in second. Rathmean Lyra was third at 9-4. Lovely to see Tommy Batchelor with a big winner.
A big winner over at Romford then for Tommy Batchelor in the sweepstakes final for A11 runners. There they are gathering at the podium, and it's great to celebrate the greyhounds that give us the joy from 11 a.m. in the morning, 10:30 in the morning, all the way through until 9:46 at night. These are the bread and butter greyhounds of our great sport.
But you know what, Danny? I don't know the girl on parade there, but you never know, this could be her derby winner. Yeah. You know, and Swift Lorenzo, and it's why this sport's so special, because whether you've got a derby dog, an A11 dog, it's just won 500 quid, this means the absolute world to people. That's why this sport is as special as it is, because different people, it means so much to them. And look, fantastic, plenty of people on the podium, well done to them.
And they're going to get interviewed by Hobbsy.
Poor sods.
Thank you very much, Danny. I'm down at the presentation podium, and a very delighted Tommy Batchelor, I can see, who has won the graded sweepstakes final here in the middle of Coral Golden Sprint. Fantastic, Tommy. This is superb, isn't it?
Hello, Jonathan. Yes, it was a fantastic run. Last week, very, very unlucky dog. He actually went up in the air at the first bend, and he was unlucky not to win last week. Where he turned today, I thought it was, you know, a very, very good run. And he proved it tonight. He proved his worth tonight. Good kid, good kid.
And who's here? It's the Office Girls Syndicate. These are all Crayford guys and girls. Teresa, of course, who worked at Crayford for many years. This is fantastic for you guys.
Yeah, lovely to see. Lovely to see him win after last week. So, all good. And it's for Crayford. So,
give us a few of the names. Who's here tonight?
So, we've got Kelly, who paraded. And we've got Sunny and Neve here joining us. And a couple of our owners, Peter, who used to work at Crayford, and Barry, who's one of the owners. So, all good.
Fantastic. Well done, guys. And to you, Tommy, ex-Crayford, now settled in here at Romford. And nice to get a major trophy on a big night.
It's very nice. I thought it was going to be on the Saturday, because usually they would run on the Saturday. But tonight, it ran on the best night of the lot on such an occasion. So, yeah, pleased. Kelly would have been pleased to have been here, but she closed her eyes to the races. So she said she was going to stay at home, closing her eyes, putting her hands over her eyes, because she thought there'd be trouble from. So there you go.
You know why they moved the final? So that you and I could have an interview post-race after you winning the big race. It was in the stars. Crayford all over.
You actually ask for Kelly every time you ever come to the track. I thought I didn't exist. Is Kelly there? Yes.
She's far better looking than you.
She is. She's blonde as well.
Bless you, Tommy. And well done to Swift Lorenzo, who wins the RGOA Kennel Sweepstakes final here at Romford.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And the love that that lad was getting as well, Swift Lorenzo, absolutely brilliant. Now, Hobbsy's been very, very busy man, and he's caught up with Michelle Brown next.
Right, guys and girls, I have caught up with Michelle Brown, which I can tell you is some feat, because Michelle, you're running the London Marathon. Before we talk about Ryan Amamba running tonight in the Coral Golden Sprint Final, how's training going?
Yeah, it's going really well. This will be my 4th time, so I'm looking forward to it. It's tiring, but we're nearly there.
And who are you running for?
We're greyhound rehomers. Yeah, they do a great job. But lots of different trainers, not just me. They seem to help a numerous amount of people. They're great with their social media. They keep in touch with the dogs. It's great to see.
And you're looking for a personal best?
Yeah, I've done 3 hours 24 last year, and I'm hoping for 3:15 this year. But it might be a bit much, but if I can get under that, I'd be happy.
And you're as fit as you have ever been, you tell me?
Yeah, I tried to sort my diet out this time. I've cut my sugar out, and I'm down a stone, so hopefully that'll help me get round.
I think you'll be absolutely fine. Now, talking of personal best, you want a personal best from Ryan Amamba last night? Tonight, I should say.
Yeah, definitely. He needs to do everything right. We need a ping break like he has been doing the last 2 rounds. I'm a bit worried about the 2 because he's been running out of 5 and 6, so hopefully it doesn't come out and ruin our chances. But it's dog racing and it's draws. It's a great final. You've only got to look at the trainers in the final to realise how good of a final it is. Yeah, Nathan's dog in one's got a lovely draw, but it's all on the night, and it's if we can make that first bend.
Well, good luck in that bid for what would be a first Cat 1 winner.
Yeah, I've been in many finals, but I don't seem to be very lucky. So, you know, draws win races, and it's all on the night, and I've done all I can with the dog.
Finally, 7 days ago, on your birthday, he won the semi-final, so same again.
He did, and it was a bit of a shock, really. So I was hoping he was going to qualify, but for him to ping out and win, it made my birthday. It was brilliant.
Fantastic, Michelle. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's hope he can do it again in the big one at 9:11 this evening. Now we're going to go back in time once again to a classic from 2021.
Lids up, braking smartly, 4 showing pace. Gilo Gold Dust towards that first turn will clear the inside. 1 off in pursuit in second, Bocco's John Joe. Back in third is 3, Adele's Duke. Down the far side and off that second bend, Bocco's John Joe goes on for Patrick Jansen 4. Gilo Gold Dust in second, Adele's Duke does stay on. Off the final turn, Bocco's John Joe wearing red. Off that final bend up towards the line, and Bocco's John Joe will land it for Gilo Gold Dust in second, Adele's Duke back in third.
Once he comes off the second bend, it's like someone presses a button and he goes into a different gear. He really is unbelievable.
Bocco's John Joe, he was a classic.
Oh, he was so fast, Danny. He really was. He was a brilliant greyhound. The 3 in that final there, Bocco's John Joe, Gilo Goldust, now the mother of Bacon Roll, who we saw earlier, and Adele's Duke, another brilliant greyhound. But Bocco's John Joe, you give him track 1 round here, he made the most of it.
Oh, yeah. He certainly did. Right, Hobbsy, I think he's busier than us too, so let's see who he's caught up with this time.
Well, welcome back to the restaurant here at a very busy Romford. We're building up to the Coral Golden Sprint Final, and this is all about Whitewood Lenny running out of trap 6 in the big final, of course, for a very much in-form Maxine Lock team. And a couple of syndicate members here. John Bozza, he's a big hitter, you know, he's CEO of Racetech. John, you've always loved your dogs. He's got a chance tonight.
Love my dogs, as you know, Hobbsy, and so delighted to be in a final at Romford. It's a long while since I've been here. Jazz Tilly, many years ago, and yeah, delighted to be back in a big final at Romford. Superb, can't wait.
And it's great to see you. I've got great memories of Jazz Tilly that night here.
Absolutely, she just hit the bar that night. I think she was second, but yeah, we're hopeful tonight. The big crowd of us out. We can't wait.
Fantastic, Pat. Mayo, good to see you once again. I mean, the kennel's absolutely flying.
They are absolutely flying, and this is a dream. Where we come from a couple of years ago with a dog I bought for James as a just a bit of fun. Here we are in a Cat 1 final. You can't, it's like a dream come true.
How do you see the race being run?
Well, he's got to beat 5 out, in my view, but everyone, you can make a case from all of them. They're really top class. Better final than last year, in my opinion. Great. So what an achievement to get there.
Where's the grandson? He's over here, isn't he? Let's have a chat with James, who's got a kennel hands licence with Maxine Lock as well. I saw you on the podium last week. Fantastic result for the kennel. How does Lenny go tonight?
Oh, hopefully he cracks out and wins it. It'll be really good. Like, we've had a good year so far, haven't we? So if he wins this tonight, it'll be even better, wouldn't it, for me?
Absolutely. A few of the boys here tonight?
Yeah. My godbrother's 18th tonight, so it worked out well, didn't it?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Right, well, you guys, I hope you're going to help us out with a big cheer, because this is Whitewood Lenny's table. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to give a big cheer for Lenny in the final. Good luck.
Well, that was emotionally charged, wasn't it? I know, yeah, I want that jug of beer as well, Joe, to be fair. Darryl, do you want a bit?
Well, if you're offering, wouldn't say no, Danny. Next race on the way is the Tony Driscoll Memorial race, which is a race for six-ben maidens. Only one of these has actually run over six bens, and that's Bubbly Flame. Not only has run over the trip, she's won both of her starts. So she's 100 to 30 for Paul Young. From the top, though, Make It Missy for Paul Burr, formerly running over the 500 at Toaster, but not been beyond that distance. 10 to 1, pin position in 2, represents David Mullins. Semi-finalist in the Puppy Cup not so many weeks ago. 11 to 2. Stone Park Champ is the favourite, up in distance for Maxine Lock. JR Racing Syndicate already with a winner tonight. Bubbly Flame for Paul Young. The Champagne Club 100 to 30. Druids Luna running out of 5. Represents Craig Morris in from Yarmouth, and Groucho Stan, Paul Young's second dog, who's run every single one of his 37 races over 400 metres today. He's got to go another half a lap. I wonder what he's thinking.
So that was the lineup for the Tony Driscoll Memorial race, but let's see what's happening in the betting ring. Jason.
How about this for an upgrade? I've gone for a Motorola to an iPhone Plus, or whatever they call them these days. A quick hello to Kat Ernst. Hello, Kat, all the way from Australia.
Yeah, it's great to be here. My first time on a UK greyhound track, other than the Irish Derby, which was a lot of fun in November.
And you just came up to me and you said, I am greyhound through and through and through.
Yeah, my family's been training them since the 60s, and I've doubled in it myself, trained with my ex-partner back home for the last 10 years and had an absolute blast doing that, and yeah, just absolutely greyhound mad my whole life.
Are you loving Romford?
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere here. I didn't know what to expect. We don't get quite the big crowds like this at our provincial meetings back home, so it was a pleasant surprise to see so many locals out and about on a Friday.
Thanks, Kat. Do you like films?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you were the beauty. Now to go to the beast, I'm afraid. Here we go, the Tony Driscoll Memorial race. They've been back
in the beast. What have I done here?
A lot.
There's not a lot of difference between us, Jason.
Gal, they've been back in Stone Park Champ. They've been back in Stone Park Champ like money's going out of fashion.
I don't know about the Stone Park Champ, but the tips that we had on the last race, I know that's 7 to 2. We was on track 3, weren't we?
Do you have a bit?
Bring him back again.
Do you have a bit?
A little bit.
He had a little bit.
A little baby bit.
Great to hear from Kat and the Beast!
Wow. Okay, trap on, Make It Missy. There she is going through the parade. She's a solid grader. She's had 3 wins here so far, but 10 overall in her career. She's about 1 in 5 at 9 to 1. Trap 2, pin position. The BGBF Puppy Cup semi-finalist at Oxford for Dave Mullins. Still a puppy, April 23. So he's a fascinating runner, to be fair. Trap 3, though, is going to be Stone Park Champ. Super consistent, and my comment is super consistent, barely wins, and he's the hot favourite here.
Could this trip be what he needs now, Danny?
No, Bubbly Flame's going to beat him, but anyway, go on.
Now we're going about Bubbly Flame. We'll come to the race after the parade, but yeah, now we see Stone Park Champ. I think this will suit. If this was over 4 bends, he'd be 2 on to win this race.
He's a very lively type, as is Bubbly Flame for Paul Young. She's another puppy, a May 23, daughter of Good Cody. Very exciting, and I actually think staying seems to be her game. She's won her last 2 just so easily. So Bubbly Flame for me would be winning this hands down. Trap Paul Young, but Paul knows how to have a winner.
And a staying dog out of Pistana. You wouldn't see too many out of Pistana, but I think it's a really intriguing race, Danny. I think if this was over 400 metres, Stone Park Champ would be closer to 1 to 2.
Do you think?
Yeah, he's the fastest dog in the race. Now, whether he stays or not, I don't know. So I thought Grouchy Stan winning 6 was a big price. I'm not sure what stays in this. So Druids Luna in 5, Yarmouth Dogs Dover and Romford well. So it wouldn't be a surprise to see Druids Luna go well at a price. You're sweet on 4.
I am.
Bubbly Flame. But I think Stone Park Champ can go far enough clear, show his 4 bend speed to hopefully hold on.
All right, well, we'll soon find out, I guess. Pin position, best turned out. This one's sponsored by Bet Goodwin.
Kelly Goodrich, congratulations. £50 coming your way.
Indeed, so good Friday night bonus, that, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Ready for the weekend.
It is if he wins as well.
Oh, yes. Now, the Tony Driscoll Memorial Race is over the 575 metres. Got a couple of races on the staying trip tonight. I'm just going to say one thing about the tipping comp. After the 8:01, my old co-pilot, Joe Andrews, is topping it at the moment with £10 and 8 pence, but it's going to have to share the prize as it stands with Will Lazar. We've got Brian Johnson, Dean Woodhouse and Sandra James at 8, Kevin Warwick, Jared Bradshaw, who needs to be in bed, doesn't he?
Jared, if you're watching, you've got a game tomorrow, so get to bed after the last race.
Got Carl Potts, Peter Walker, Ray Mann, Tony Ryan, all on 6:33, and everybody else is slightly lower than that.
Just in case, Dan, if people are wondering, why is this an open race when we've got A9 dogs, S3 dog, it's a maiden. Yes. So for dogs who have not won a maiden or not won a race over 6 pence at the time of closing. So none of these dogs have won over this trip.
OK, right. Darryl, I think you've got to call them home. Take a deep breath.
575. I'm totally focused, Danny, ready to go. Stone Park Champ, of course, the 4-6 favourite, heavily back from 4-1 and from even money. And how we need a winning favourite. They are coming a little bit for pin position to touch 4s, back out to 5s. Of course, Bubbly Flame has won 2 from 2 over this course and distance in S5 and S3 by wide margins. Nothing wrong with that form at all, but she was only A9, of course, over 4 bends. A lot of these were A1s, A2s. Is that form good enough? Now the bigger guns step up in distance. The market says no. The form book gives her a chance at 7-1 for the Champagne Club Syndicate. Hare is on the move. Here we go, 575 Tony Driscoll Memorial Race. Amy's waved the flag. Bunny is on the spin. Jolly coming out of the 3. Stone Park Champ, and away we go. And it was one that Make It Missy and Stone Park Champ. They're going to show the early fractions here as they go to the corner. Moving up into third, Bubbly Flame in a good position. Then Druid's Luna on the outside. A little gap back to Groucho Stan. Pin position is last. There's a lap to run. Stone Park Champ has gone to the front by a length and a half. Moving down the far side, Bubbly Flame in second. Moving up then Druid's Luna on the inside for Craig Morris. Then comes the one, Make It Missy. Whisper it quietly. We've got a favourite in front. Stone Park Champ by about 6 or 7 turning in. The crowd beginning to erupt. They can't believe what they're saying. It's a winning favourite at the moment. Stone Park Champ needs the line. At the line. Oh, it got very close. Stone Park Champ. Druid's Luna was moving alongside. The judge will need to split them 3-5. And all of a sudden, those screams of joy turned to whispers. Has 3 been picked off on the line, Stone Park Champ, by Druid's Luna? We will have another look because it was very tight as they hit the wire. Stone Park Champ, the odds-on favourite, trying to give Maxine Locke and the JR Racing Syndicate a second winner. Druid's Luna has done a lot of racing, as you heard before the race, of course. Craig Morris, the Yarmouth dogs run this track well. We know that. That's how Joe was seeing it. Stone Park Champ goes to the front. Make It Missy. They almost broke in 3 groups of 2 here. 4 got a run. Bubbly Flame down on the inside. Of course, the Granny had form over 6 bends. It was a case of whether that form was good enough. Perhaps in the end it wasn't. But Stone Park Champ down the back for the second time. Suddenly the oil
go a little bit further clear. The right lot. The gas was empty in here though. You see him here and Druid's Luna closing rapidly. Just coming time the line. We've got a Keneally cracker at 5-6.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shouting too much yet.
It's a winner.
It is a winner. It is a winner. Right. So track 3, Stone Park Champ has won, beats Druid's Luna, and Bubbly Flame has hung on for 3rd place. And we do have a result coming through like magic. I am not magic, so I'm not good at this. No. So, track 3, Stone Park Champ was the winner. Well, I said he was super consistent and barely wins, and obviously he makes a mockery of me. 4-6 favourite, beats Druid's Luna at 5-1 for the Tony Driscoll Memorial Race, 35.87. Plenty coming up on the show. We're less than an hour away, of course, from the big one at 9:11. I feel like it's absolutely whizzed by this show. There he is. There's the stayer.
Tired. Gets a well-deserved drink now and a good pat. And a good first. He deserves it because he's had to work hard there.
Look at that little face. Oh, bless him. And great to see the kids involved as well. Absolutely. On the podium.
And Maxine again at the end of the lead.
I know. Unbelievable. So they are just about to pop Stone Park Champ on the podium, if they can get him up there. How big is he? He's only 32 kilos. That's fine, that is. He's no 40 kiloer. So I was thinking about proper heiress tomorrow. He's like 36, 37 kilos,
Well
isn't he? He's a big lad.
Really.
Very well balanced. And I remember speaking to Jim Cremin years ago, and he said that the sign of a good dog is the balance around the bends, and he has everything. I can't wait to see him tomorrow. There he is, Stone Park champ, a 5.75 metre winner. On the podium with plenty of people involved as well. I wouldn't know who to interview, to be fair. Right, shall we go to Hobbsy? I think he's caught up with Harry Findlay this time.
Well, this, I have to say, is a real pleasure because we go back a long way. With me is Harry Findlay, legendary gambler, Gold Cup winning owner, and the news in the week must have impressed you, I think. You know, you've been a champion of this particular cause for a long, long while. A 10% takeout at Toaster during the English Derby. Great for punters?
It's much better than that. It's great for the sport. I've been waiting 40 years for it, and it's amazing because Kevin Boothby, who's backed us all the way, to be fair, he was going to do it 4 or 5 years ago. And for me, then it was once in a lifetime stuff. But here we are 4 years later, and it's so much more important. The Gambling Commission are crucifying the bookmakers. Their response to that is to jack up their percentages even more. There was talk about this new SP being 136. And as usual, it's the greyhound racing punter who gets abused. The most maligned man on the planet. Well, football's gone down from 14% to 2%. Greyhound racing's gone completely the other way. And suddenly, at the greatest gambling event in the world, the Greyhound Derby for all of us, each way the first, to reach the final, and the money that generates the interest, for a betting event, it can't be compared. And I've always believed that if the greyhounds could work on a 10% tote model, so could the horses. And in Toaster, you've got almost a bit of both with that stand. Yeah. So I know this is done out on Premier Greyhound Racing, and I've talked to all the boys there, and they've undenied about trying the 10% and all that. Well, no one has to worry now, because Mike's doing the Derby Mike's way, and we're doing the math on this. And you'll never get a better opportunity to find out if I'm right or not, because if it doesn't work at Toaster, it will never work. And as I say, the Gambling Commission has just taken it to another level, where you can go to a race course and people can have £50 or £100 on a dog. There's no way that'll affect the price at Toaster, and this is going to be this is like turning the clock back almost 50 years, more than 50 years.
So this is a game changer for punters, for the layman out there that is going to place a greyhound bet on the English Greyhound Derby at Toaster. What does it mean?
It's the only sport in the world that was invented for totalisator betting by the cleverest people in the world. Those Americans in 1923, not only did they invent the sport just for totalisator betting, but they built probably 6 of the best 12 tracks that were ever made straight off the bat. And now we're going to turn the clock back to those days, and people are going to love it. And most importantly, it's not just about Toaster, but I really believe that I believe this track here, if they do the same thing after the Derby, which they will when they see the figures, I believe you won't be able to get in here for 2 years. This is one of the best tracks in the world. First time I come here, you can smell the dogs. And there's so many punters that you've lost greyhound racing. There's so many punters that if they had a 10% tote instead of that 1 to 7 stuff, they would be having 5 of trifectas, 10 of, it's 10% win and place and 15% of the exotics that the house keeps. And greyhound punters aren't going to believe it, the returns. And it's not just that, Jonathan, it's the mood. It's the mood. When you back a winner, the guys at Lifford who done the food and the drink, they bought into it. They didn't understand the odds, but they just knew if punters are getting more all the time, it's a different atmosphere. Greyhound racing's crying out for this, and Toaster's the best place to work at. Find out.
Fantastic, Harry. That is just amazing. The message clearly is to come racing, especially at Toaster during the Star Sports English Greyhound Derby. Last word.
The Gambling Commission can't ask you questions. When you're going up to the tote at Toaster and having your £100 on a dog at even money, they can't come up and say, "Oh, what's your birthday? How much does your wife earn?" Because that's what they're doing to punters now. And the booker's reaction to that is to take out more profit. There'll be no game left. This can save greyhound racing and horse racing, and Toaster's a place to do it.
Harry, thank you very much.
And get on Atletico Bilbao to win the Europa Cup.
Well, we're going to be sitting on the sofa with him in a few weeks as well, so we'll get plenty more out of Harry I think the beginning of April.
We're not going to have to speak, are we?
No, I don't think so. Literally go, Harry, go for it.
That is it. We'll just sit there, cup of tea, feet up, legs crossed. Far away, Harry.
Right, we've got the first of our finals tonight in the open sphere. It's the Steve Simmons sprint final. Let's see how all the finalists got there from last week.
And they race away, off they go. Great start, Droop is on her own, leads early doors from the 4 in second, Talamurray Dillon. 1 leads a 4, top curve, they've done 1 bend, here's the second, Red. Droop is on her own for Maxine Locke, leads them home, up to the line, 1 has beaten 4. Off they go, pretty level break. What's going to happen in the first corner? Well, blue vest here, Selka Bay Mary, marginally been outrun here by Divine Rule, the favourite. 1 goes on, 2 and 6, 3 runs on to the line. 1's 6 second, 2 maybe third.
So we've got our next final, first final in the open class, category 3. I'll put my teeth back in now. 225 metres ahead of them, the Steve Simmons sprint final, £500 and a trophy. But who lines up, Daryl?
Well, the top one is Droop is on her own, Danny, who was the fastest of the heat. Well, it's amazing. He was winning for the first time in 11 starts on that occasion. But look at the team, Maxine Locke and the JR Racing Syndicate. They're absolutely flying tonight. A 11-10 favourite, Selka Bay Mary, a first sprint in the heats last week for Dave Mullin's charge. She's at 12-1. In 3 is Divine Raw, 1 from the inside, but did steer down the middle as we saw Paul Burr's runner at 3. So clocked the fastest time of the year 2 weeks ago. Katsumoto in 4, not long back on the card after 6 months away for Gemma Evans. Not really a sprinter, more of a 4-stroke 6-bend greyhound. Tully Murray Dillon was the fastest round here last year. Loves this place. Maxine Locke's Chargers won 9 from 16 over the C&D, and Bombay Jupiter for Paul Young on the outside is an 8-1 chance.
Now here is the parade, but it's headed by a newly retired bubbly Gizmo, and I can tell you what, he just wants to run. He's going to be gutted. He can't go in the boxes.
He's a stunner as well, isn't he? You see him there. He's an absolute picture. And if you can, and if you are capable, please take a retired greyhound home, because they just make the best pets. They really do.
They really do. And I mean, I've never had a greyhound as a pet, but I want one, and the plan is to potentially have one in the future, because what I want to do is race a greyhound in my own name and then retire him or her to my sofa. Yeah, I want the whole experience. I want to choose a little puppy and I want to go all the way through. That's the plan. So there's the drone, there's the footage of what what we can see. We can't see a great deal, to be fair, because we've got banners behind us and I have to look at you. But
lucky woman.
Okay, so the Steve Simmons sprint final is going up shortly. We will be heading to the parade shortly. And there it is. Now, what I love about sprinters is they are the hyper dogs.
You always look for it, don't you? The one who's absolutely bounced on parade.
Yeah, absolutely, because I think, when you're a bit on toes, you're ready to go, you're not hopefully going to anticipate the start too much and do what Bacon Roll did earlier on, but...
Droopy's on her own. She was on her toes there.
She was on her toes. This is Selka Bay Mary for Dave Mullins. 50% strike rate over 2 bends. Quite remarkable, really. Divine Rule, bit of a pinger. Seems to be pretty consistent out the boxes for Paul Burr, who is getting the ears checked. Very alert, looking down the track, making sure he knows what's going on. Son of Burgess Bucks. We've got Katsumoto, who I don't think he's improved like we thought he might after his early Irish form.
Yeah, he's probably more of a four bend than a 4 to 6 bend dog, so it might have been that the racing office needed a runner to fill the competition and Katsumoto's got in, but what an absolute picture he is.
Oh, he's a stunner, isn't he? Tully Murray Dillon for Maxine Locke won 3 of the last 6 here at the track. Just a super consistent greyhound.
Yeah, loves it around here.
It does. 17 from 58 his career strike rate. The ears are up. He's ready to go. And Bombay Jupiter, I think he's got a double lead. He's ready to go. This lad's going to take a bit of a pull, I think, over to the far side.
These do. And congratulations to Miriam again. She's made £100 tonight for best turned out. Bombay Jupiter, best turned out in this race. Well done.
Can you give me your kennel hand licence? I want to parade a winning best turned out.
I'll give it to Miriam.
Darn it. Right, we have got them heading over to the far side of the track, so they'll pootle along and go into the gloom, head out the other side as we go to Jason.
Steve Simmons sprint final, and it's all about Maxine Locke. Droopy's on her own, even money. You could have had a bit of 6-4 earlier in the day. Mary Dillon is up against the favourite.
Yeah, both trained by Maxine Locke, as you said, but the one dog's drifting, just gone 11-10. Just spoke to a judge here, Uncle Lester. He said best drawn dog of the night is Trap 1 in the sprint here. He said if she comes out with them, Droopy's on her own, she'll be round the bend. Stick to the rails like glue. He wants to be on, and he's a good judge, Uncle Lester.
You fancy one at a bit of a price?
Well, I want to be with a jolly. I know we've had a bad night favourite punters so far, but honestly, if this one don't win, we are in trouble, us punters. But 11-10 now in the ring here.
I thought you were going to go with Katsumoto, the last samurai.
As the last samurai is a great film.
He is fully round the bend, isn't he?
Jason?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%, yeah. That's why
Fully
he fits in so
round
well.
the bend.
I think you have to have a little bit of a screw loose to be in this sport, though, Joe.
They're Laurel and Hardy times 2. Them two. I thought we were good. Them two to death.
Yeah, maybe they need to be in here.
That'd be interesting. Just over there. Right, Divine Rule. 13:32, Danny. Not to be sniffed at 2 runs ago. But I'm going to be with Tully Murray Dillon. I think in reverse of form, with Droopy's on her own. Katsumoto should give Tully Murray Dillon plenty of room. On with 5, but Divine Rule won't pay anyone off back in.
Daryl, this will be over in a flash.
13 and a bit seconds, the time we're looking at here. I'm with Joe as well. Tully Murray Dillon, I think 4's going to move in. Should give Dillon a run, but here comes the boxes. Steve Simmons sprint final, 2:25. 2 bends. Racing away they go. Katsumoto got away best. Divine Rule on the inside, trying to move up. Droop is on her own, got crowded out of it. 5 shuffled back, stumbling. Tully Murray Dillon off the bend. Katsumoto for Gemma Evans down the stretch. Katsumoto at a big price has stormed away. Divine Rule was second. Tully Murray Dillon was third. Katsumoto not been back on the card that long. Missed 6 months of racing, but he's back with a bang. Remember, this is the dog who ran over 5.75 back in the summer. Isn't a sprinter. That run last week was the first time ever that he'd run in a sprint, and here he is taking away a prize. He was an 18-1 chance. It's that sort of night, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? If you're backing one winner, it's paid for the evening and some. Katsumoto, let's see it again. Out of trap 4, broke well just ahead of Divine Rule, had a chance to pace up on the inside. Didn't have the pace, though, of Katsumoto, who was speedier than many would have thought. You're probably wondering why now he's not been sprinting before, and he's away and gone. It's all over. It's going to be trap 3, Divine Rule, who will grab second place, but this is another race almost to Katsumoto. And 5, Tully Murray Dillon was third. I'm ripping the form book up, Danny. It's pointless.
I know, I keep being not even the kiss of death, the kiss of life to a fair few of these greyhounds tonight, because Senna hasn't improved, wrote off for me, and he's absolutely pinged it.
Yeah, we just said, Danny, off air, the runs that Cork to Ballymac Slick back in the summer. He started in A4 here. Now, he must have been an absolute shoo-in in A4 and A2. I remember it. So he's done that really well, and you know, a middle draw has got the best break out of him. And to be fair, he's done it really well, and you know, he's got good sprinters on his inside. Yeah. But he's gone with them really well to the corner. He's drove the bend really well. Once he hits the front, Danny, it's race over.
That's what we said, isn't it? Yeah. We got to about a stride ahead of trap 3, Divine Rule, and we went, no one's
over.
Back running him.
I know you started doing some Katsumoto dancing here.
Katsumoto. Do you remember that Hello Moto?
Motorola.
Yeah.
You're a little bit older than me.
I am a little bit older than you. Right, chat for Katsumoto for Gemma Evans has won. But, Daryl, what was the starting price?
Oh, it was big, Danny. It was big, and not for the first time. Oh, my goodness, bigger than even I anticipated. 25-1, and I tell you what else. Look at the time, 13:36. This was no fluke. That is a very, very fast time. In fact, that is the second quickest time, I believe, of the year here behind Divine Rule. So an absolute cracker of a run. Divine Rule got second at 9-2. Tully Murray Dillon was back in third. What's going to happen next? 25-1 winners. I'm scouring the card for a 50-1 chance in the next, I think.
I don't think we'll be that lucky, but hey-ho. Katsumoto, 25-1. He's a beautiful dog.
Blue dogs, something about blue dogs.
I love blue dogs. I love them. That's what I'm going to pick a blue puppy. He's going to come and be on my sofa.
Yeah, there's something about blue dogs. They are extra special.
But also, they can be extra loopy too. Apparently, they've got a little bit of a temperament.
25-1, Danny. Whoever's got that in the competition, they are sitting very, very pretty.
They are indeed. And his tail has just not stopped wagging at all while he's on the parade ring. So Steve Simmons' sprint final goes the way of Katsumoto at an absolutely sensational price, as I think this time we're going to head off to Hobbsy, who's in the parade ring. So we are on the podium with Katsumoto. Like we said, we weren't sure that he was going to be able to ping like the rest of them, and if he just got away from the boxes, you know, like he did, he was going to be taking some catching. Right, let's go to Hobbsy.
Thank you very much. I've got the right microphone now. Gemma, fantastic. Great performance. I'm not too sure they can hear me out there. I've got 2 microphones, Gemma, and they still can't hear me. But let's hope. Let's just carry on.
Yeah.
That was something of a surprise, but maybe not to you.
No, well, listen, it's a sprint race. If anything pings, that's going to win. Obviously, that was always in the back of my mind, hoping that was going to happen. And I'm over the moon. Like that, we've had a winner on a finals night, which is great.
On a big night as well.
Yeah, massive, and a massive prize. So.
And this race, of course, named after the late Romford bookmaker Steve Simmons, great friend of his, Dave Fredericks, with us. Great memories of Steve first.
Yeah, it's a very sad occasion, but it's a great occasion to be sort of remembering in this. You know, he was a Romford bookmaker here for over 30 years, and everyone knew him. He was a lively sort of character, a bit grumpy at times, but ain't we all? Unfortunately, he passed away, but every cloud has a silver lining, and I applied for the licence, and I've taken over the role of bookmaker here now, under the guidance of Steve from up there somewhere, hopefully. So, but yeah, it's lovely for a local trainer to win a nice competition, like Gemma said, on a finals night. It's great.
And Steve was passionate about his greyhounds, and he knew the time of day.
Yeah, he loved it. He had lots of greyhounds throughout his career, and lots of winners, lots of losers. But they win or lose, he would never ever worry about that. He just always worried about them coming off safe and sound. That was the main thing for him.
And a great supporter of retired greyhounds as well.
Yeah, very much so. Homed a lot of greyhounds, had a lot of his own at home and everything. And he just loved the sport. Taken too soon.
Now, he wants to know if you're winning a few quid tonight.
Well, unfortunately, we do a rotation system here, and it's our week off. But I'm sure the other bookmakers are cleaning up because all the favourites are getting beat. And I'm gutted that I'm not standing tonight, but that's the luck of the draw.
That would have made Steve happy.
Yes. He'd be laughing now, saying, "What are you doing not standing?" All good for him.
Dave, you're a gentleman, and if this interview is so good, we required both microphones.
Yeah, well, of course. You're talking to the Sheriff of Romford. You need 2 at this time. So, rest in peace, boss.
Absolutely, and well done to Gemma Evans.
Yeah, well done, Gemma.
Now, just hearing that we have caught up on the stream as well on YouTube, so thank you for your patience, thank you for sticking with us. This is all the trials and tribulations of live TV, but we are, I think, back on track, which is good news because we've got the big one coming up at 9:11. But we're going to have a look back in time now to the 2022 Golden Sprint Final.
And off we go, a pretty level break, 4 broke well and leads from 1, it's 3 to the inside and 5 though, 4 out in front. Well, McCoy has got round in front with 5 in second, New in TikTok, they've gone clear of into the void in behind that, then it's Crossfield Dusty towards the outside, the back marker around a class 4 leads, though Well McCoy from Mark Wallace is out in front at the moment though, trying to make progress out wide, it's 5, 3 in behind that 1 into the void, but out in front though, it's Well McCoy that's going on to win the Cool Golden Sprint Final.
Emily, what was that like in the middle? It was amazing. When I saw him come out, I was like, here we go. And then to see him get around the bend is just amazing. I think he really deserves it. He's been so consistent. Such a lovely dog. I'm really pleased for the dog.
Well, that was rolling back the years, wasn't it? Because Emily's just had her 21st birthday. So I know she was very young there, wasn't she?
By the way,
yes?
25 people, no, 16 people at Katsumoto. They're in a competition at 25 to 1 now. You would feel sick, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because you think, right, I've got a chance here. All of a sudden, there's 16 people here.
16 people. Well done, those 16 people that have had Katsumoto in the tipping competition. We'll give you an update shortly. Billy Brennan's working behind the scenes to give us the figures after this race. But we're going to go and catch up once again with Hobbsy.
Well, welcome to the restaurant once again with Nathan Hunt and Jonathan Dean. Nathan, of course, trainer of Fire and Ice, and Jonathan, owner. Start with you, Nathan. Great draw. Golden sprint record for Trap Ones is pretty decent. Pressure on?
Yeah, there's no pressure. I mean, nobody expected us to be here. Going on the odds last week, nobody seemed to tip him up, but you know, he showed his class last week from 4. You know, which isn't an ideal draw for him, but he did break better. I just hope he can break the same from Trap 1. If he can, then yeah, he's got the draw on his side to utilise. You know, they're going to have to get round him to beat him, which is difficult because he's such a brave dog, very determined dog. If he does get his head in front, he's a game dog in front. So yeah, he's a difficult dog to get round. So that's what we're hoping we can get out. And you know, if we get out and round the bend, we'd be hopeful.
And more than hopeful will be Jonathan Dean. Been there, seen it and done it, this greyhound. Over 400 metres, Romford Puppy Cup champion Jonathan. That was a great night. This promises to be another great night.
Well, it would be a nice double, wouldn't it, if he came in. So we just hope for the best. But this is obviously a more difficult race and a higher class of dog. So, but I think he's got a chance, definitely.
Do you agree with Nathan in terms of him lining up tonight? A bonus after last week when the draw looked problematical?
Yeah, well, providing he gets a good start. Obviously, 4 isn't his best trap, but he got a very good start, and he's very, very determined, as Nathan says. So I think this time he should be clear to the, you know, clear of interference, and we'll see how he goes. Hopefully there might be there's a lot of mid runners, so maybe there might be some crowding, hopefully. But yeah, just hope for the best and have a good night.
Absolutely. We wish you both the best. And of course, Nathan, you've been drafted in to Trainers' Judgment Night at Perry Bar next week. Looking forward to that?
Yeah, delighted. Yeah, huge privilege to be invited. You know, ever since I took the licence on, we want to improve each year. So this is another, I suppose, string to my bow, really. To, you know, when I was assistant trainer for Phil, we managed to qualify. So I've been part of it before. So to be a part of it in my own right, yeah, is special. Hopefully, like, Fire comes off sound tonight, he'll be part of the team. Trial some dogs there tomorrow, a few runners, and Tuesday. A couple of weeks for the kennels, so yeah, it keeps us on the map anyway.
Oh, you're always on the map, Nathan. Long may that continue. Jonathan, Nathan, all the best, yeah? Here at Romford, and I'm with Peter Sambach, who is the owner, along with his wife Christine, of Union Rebel. And I think this is one of the best stories of all, because you've been here and done it before. Union Jack all those many years ago.
2019, Trap 1, yeah. Beat Patrick's dog in the final. It was good race, brilliant race. 8-1 in the morning, and John Clark, my partner, backed him down to 4-1.
Absolutely, and John Clark, of course, Ruby's Rask, all those great dogs.
Ruby's Razzle, yeah. We had a few together, and they've all been good. Yeah.
Now, you run a pub in Plymouth, or just outside of there?
Just outside, a place called Plimpton, the Union Inn.
So greyhound fans up and down the country, if they happen to be in and around the Plimpton area, just outside of Plymouth, get a warm welcome.
And the best real ale in the county.
I tell you, that's a date for me.
Yeah, cash only though.
Look, I think you've got an excellent chance tonight. Do you feel the same?
Absolutely. He just needs a bit of better break than what he did last week. Although he did the same sectional as he did in the heat. With that and clear run, who knows?
He's flying the flag as a British bred as well, runner-up in the Produce Stakes, Steel City Cup finalist.
Yeah, British bred. I'm bred from one of my own bitches that I bought off Kevin, Union Secret. And yeah, it's been a really good litter, really fantastic litter.
And you'd certainly settle for what he did in the heat.
In the heat, yeah, that would be fine, absolutely fine. I was a bit fluttery going into that because I didn't know whether he'd take to the track, you know. But yeah, he did very well that night, and over the moon to say the least. This is his 4th Category 1 final in 9 months of racing. So maybe with a bit of luck tonight.
I mean, that's a great record and something to be very proud of. Good luck tonight with Union Rebel.
Yeah, thanks, Sean.
Now we are building up to the next race, which will be the Mercury Marathon final over 750 metres. We're about 5 minutes or so away. 750 metres here at Romford. It's pretty tough going.
It is, and if I can have a bet, Danny, that I'm Only Twilight will be in front of the third band I want to be on, because she's so trappy She just lacks a little bit of middle pace, and then she'll stay on again. But I put her up last week for Ground Racing UK at about 12 to 1, and she ran really well in second. It's a big asset, and I think Swift Giddy's a good thing. Albeit, Bright Jewel is a bit of a runner.
So here is the parade. We've got trap 1, Tesseract. I'm not quite sure she stays this far. She's won 4 times in her career, but it's the trip for me that might just beat her.
Yeah, she's had so many different trips down here as well. 750, 400, 575, 714. We'll see.
Swift Giddy in trap 2, absolutely hosed up in the heat, beats She Loves You, and is 4 from 9 over course and distance.
Yeah, she really likes this place, and when she gets a good draw, she's difficult to beat when she's in the right race, and I think she's got a decent draw here. I think we'll see the best of her again.
On to trap 3, Elite Albert for Dave Mullins. I've said we'll leave it late. He's that one you're going to be looking for at the back of the telly.
Yeah, he had plenty of runs over 575, stepped up well to 750. He's been in some brilliant battles over this 750 recently. He was beaten a long way by Bright Jewel last week, but that's no disgrace.
I'm Only Twilight will lead to the 3rd bend, and then
she'll be passed, and then she'll stay again, and then she might give herself a bit of a sniff, but she's got it all to do here.
We got trap 5, Bright Jewel, who was the George Curtis and Ballyregan Bob semi-finalist and the Cesarewicz runner-up.
Yeah, a fantastic, really consistent type for David Lee. It's got a good draw in. There's been plenty of money for Bright Jewel as well. It was much bigger earlier.
And She Loves You, I think, just seems to struggle a little bit. And I know she came second last time, but I think she just struggles over course and distance for me.
Yeah, she's been four bends at Toaster in graded races and running well. You know, winning in 29.50, running well in defeat. She's got it to do it. She's got a good draw. If she was drawn maybe inside Bright Jewel, then she may be able to clear her earlier on. Maybe, but this is a tough ask for her.
Yeah.
She goes 9s to 8s.
Well, you never know. She's had a little bit of a nibble. But Jason, what's going on in the betting ring?
Now, I know what you're thinking. Special guest Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden, but no. It's head coral odd compiler George Smith. Hello, George.
Hello, how are you?
Very, very well. I've just been chatting to him. He's the nicest bloke you've ever met in your life. Now, Golden Sprint, Coral Golden Sprint, how do you see it?
It's a pretty open race. Fire and Ice on the inside definitely has to draw, but Mad About Peck has been, foot perfect throughout the competition. Union Rebel could turn up at any time. It's a definitely open race, but if I had to have a bet, it'd probably be Mad About Peck.
And the Mercury Marathon final coming up. I told him Bright Jewel is my nap, and he gave me about 20 reasons why Bright Jewel wasn't going to win.
It's not that. The penny seemed to drop last week. First 2 runs wasn't that good. I think Swift Giddy is the best dog in the race. I say we see money for Bright Jewel, 2 to 1 into 13 to 8. We see some top 3 money for Tesseract in trap 1. But yeah, it's a very open race. I'll go with trap 2, but...
Cheers, George, and sorry about the Iron Maiden joke, but now I can play with madness because I've got to go to Galgal, you see it?
How are you? I'm getting old. Look at that, the Edge Corals greyhound trade. They're all kids now, aren't they? Oh, it's a match here, 2 and 5, and Jason. There'll be nothing between them on the betting. I'm going to go with the blue. Jason Gorner's dog, I think, but 2 or 5, dead match, isn't it? Every greyhound people are getting younger, Jason.
I know, it makes you feel quite... Oh, where's my cane?
That's why the young guns are up here.
When did Ozzy Osbourne start pricing up ground racing?
He's aged well, hasn't he?
He certainly has. No, fair play to him. He's good, George. He sends us emails all the time with early prices, so fair play to him. And best turnout, She Loves You, Michelle Brown. Well done.
£50 to you from Bet Goodwin. Thank you. Half our sponsors tonight, and the other half going for the Champagne Club and Steve Flewin. So thank you very much.
Good races,
and of course, if you have just tuned in, this is Gone to the Dogs Live, brought to you by Greyhound Racing UK.
It is. We've had a couple of issues, but we're back now. We've got a fantastic race, Darryl. Call them home, take a deep breath, call home Swift Giddy for us.
2 for the punters here, Joe, and 4, I guess, for the bookmakers. Of the way things have been going tonight, I'm sure plenty of us are dabbling with a long shot in this race. The Mercury Marathon final, they go 2 laps to the track, of course, 750 metres. Swift Giddy, Bright Jewel 2 and 5 are the market leaders. Here comes the hare. ahead of this 750 have found the race away. Just screwing coming out, I'm Only Twilight, but it's got a little bit of early pace. She Loves You on the outside as they go to the corner, trying to clear the 5 and does so. Moves up into second place, then Tesseract, little gap back to the others. Tesseract is screaming for racing room on the inside. Dave Lee's charge has hit the front as they approach bend number 4, but still more than an lap to run. She Loves You in second place, then Elite Albert's gone third, followed by I'm Only Twilight. Swift Giddy is last with Bright Jewel right at the back as they go on to the final circuit. Tesseract for Dave Lee down the back by 2 from Elite Albert in second place, who's getting closer for Dave Mullins. 3 away, She Loves You, who stays all day. Only Twilight getting that second wind. They run towards the final bend. Tesseract by a length. Elite Albert trying but can't get past the moment. Tesseract down the stretch, needs the line. Elite Albert trying. Tesseract got home, beat Elite Albert, and She Loves You bounding home on the outside. But we've got a winner on the inside for the first time tonight. Is that good news for Fire and Ice supporters? I wonder in the next. Tesseract wins it. Dave Lee takes the Mercury Marathon final, and that's a price as well. I think around 10 to 1. We'll get the SP in a moment. There it is confirmed. Tesseract has taken the marathon race, holding off Elite Albert, holding off She Loves You, who was bounding late as well down the outside. Let's watch it again from the start. Just a little jig to the left and a jig to the right. I'm Only Twilight had enough early to get to the front. 2 was squeezed badly out, Swift Giddy. And suddenly the market leader was at the back along with Bright Jewel, the other favourite. Those two are right out the back door. Tesseract worked hard to get that lead going round the 3rd and 4th bends. Moves on from She Loves You. Elite Albert was tucked in behind trying to get racing room. I'm Only Twilight trying to get involved for a second time. But the winner's going to be in front, although the margin will be closed down as they race towards home. I think if you're on Elite Albert, you probably felt you had a little bit of a chance here for this greyhound who's run all of his last 9 starts over track and trip. But he couldn't quite get to Tesseract. Look at She Loves You, the Boxing Day Marathon third, who is charging home for the super marathon runner, Michelle Brown. But again, couldn't quite get to Tesseract, who sees them off and goes to the line in front. And we've got, would you believe it? Of course you'll believe it. It's happened again, Danny. A double-digit winning price winner at Romford.
We seem to love those here on Gone to the Dogs when we come to Romford. We had a 33 to 1 bacon roll on our first visit here, but...
Right.
Well, one thing I will say is sometimes you know what you're on about, because I'm Only Twilight did indeed lead to the 3rd bend.
Right. If anyone's got any... If they're not sure about their runners tonight, come and see Danny. Let us say that we're not sure if she'll stay this far. Let us say that we're not sure he's come back to his form. Let us say that he might be a little bit outclassed here. Because every time you've said that, Danny, tonight, they've all gone and won.
I know.
So... I don't, yeah, do it for my nap, please. Just say something about my nap in the last race and we'll get it over the line.
Okay.
But, do you know what? So gutsy from Tesseract again, because she hasn't led. She's shown a lovely bit of speed into the 3rd bend to take it up. We knew I'm Only Twilight would show that pace. She then lacks a yard and plugs on at her own speed. Elite Albert never runs a bad race over this trip, and She Loves You. She's ran a stormer out wide. A disappointing run for the 2 wild fancy runners, Swift Giddy, Bright Jewel. Didn't get any kind of run. But you see here, I'm Only Twilight. She just skewish slightly out of the boxes, but she's shown that initial burst of speed to the bend. And from the 3rd bend, Danny, she just does nothing then for 4 bends. Stays on a little bit. There's a little bit of trouble there. But a good performance from Tesseract. She's done that really well, and really gutsy performance from her.
It was a really good performance from Tesseract for David Lee, and here is the result.
Tesseract won over the 714 at Crayford back in December, and Dave Lee, who was chatting to briefly earlier on, will be delighted he's got a winner on the big night here at Romford. Back at his former haunt, 10 to 1. The winner beat Elite Albert at 10 to 1. She Loves You was 3rd at 14 to 1. Somebody somewhere might just have the TriCast.
There they are on the podium. We have Tesseract, gorgeous black dog, who has won our Mercury Marathon final. £500, trophy, Prosecco, chocolates, all sorts on that podium.
Yeah, brilliant. You know, a fantastic run. That's 5 victories now, 18th start. Really consistent type. Let's go to Emily, shall we?
Let's.
Thank you, Joe. Well, winner of the Mercury Marathon final was Tesseract, trained by Dave Lee and owned by Mr. Jamie Bovis. Jamie, how was that?
Yeah, no, she ran well. Yeah, she ran well. She's a good little bitch, game as you like. Dave's done a great job with her. She weren't a dear purchase, you know, she's just runs her heart out every week. I love the little girl. Brilliant.
When she hit the front tonight, were you sort of watching what was in behind you, or were you fairly confident?
Over there. We were screaming over there, so.
You were confident when she hit the front?
I wouldn't say confident, but I knew she'd run away, so, you know, so she gives her best every week, so, yeah, no, she ran really well.
I think she was challenging last week and then just couldn't hold on from Swift Giddy, but tonight she's got out in front and done the business, so nice to win a final on this big night.
Yeah, first time over the 750. She won 714 at Crayford, but first time over 750 and probably blew up a little bit, but no, she was a strip fitter tonight and she done well.
Are there any sort of future plans for her? Where is she going next?
I'll just leave it up to Dave, you know, so, yeah, I don't mind. Pretty easy with it all, but she's a good bitch, you know. I'm pleased with her, over the moon, and Dave's a good trainer and he's done everything for us, so yeah, good man.
He certainly is. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you very much.
Well done to Tesseract, winner of the Mercury Marathon final.
So the Mercury Marathon final was won by Tesseract in Trap 1, so might be good for the inside runners in the next. The 9:11, of course, is the big one, but we're going to look back to last year.
We're away. Favourite missed it slightly. 5 showing good early pace here. Front Alice, strong runner towards the first turn, goes round in front and leads a couple of lengths clear from 1 Killer Detail. Now going for a run, Supernova goes third. 4 on the outside, also their Aero Convoy. And the favourite is last. They're coming to the final bend. And Front Alice out in front here. The Kevin Proctor 1. Killer Detail on the inside, switches to the outside. Front Alice will score. Killer Detail, Supernova, another game effort in third, but the favourite missed it crucially at the start, and you can't do that at Romford.
Front Alice, of course, was the winner last year. We are going to build up to the big final at 9:11, coming your way as race number 10, £10,000.
Front Alice is leading the parade, I believe, as well.
We think so, yes. We think so. So just hearing in my ear that's in the works.
Hopefully.
So our lineup for the big one will be released shortly. We don't know yet. No, we're going to have a look back at last week's action and see how they all made it through to tonight.
Set. And they race away and off they go. Pretty good start by 5, the favourite who leads with the long ones, the 4, as they now race on. It's 5, Marjorie, who goes to the front. Union Rebel. Now 4 comes back for more. Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice is leading the 5 this time. Union Rebels back in second place. And 4 now. Fire and Ice here for Nathan Hunt. Leads them home here. 5 got any more to give. Trying to qualify for the final is Union Rebel to the line. 4 beats 5. They're ready. Race 6. Lids rise and off we go. 2 missed it. Bombay 0. Good early pace by the Orange of 5, who gets to the front early doors here. Mad About Peck. Mad About Peck goes down that back straight. Gone clear. 5 clear. Chased up by the 6, and that's Whitewood Lenny. Here's the third bend here for 5, and Tom Hilbrion's runner will lead them round towards the home turn. Got a good lead here. 4-5 clear. Going to qualify as Whitewood Lenny. Back in third to be the blue of Bombay 0. And they race away, and Pavilion team quite slow away. 4's stolen a march here and leads them early doors. Rohana Mamba. Rohana Mamba chased up by the 6 though. Now Pavilion team is chasing. 4 out in front though. Rohana Mamba for Michelle Brown. 6 is chasing hard. Pavilion team in the stripes. Then the blue vests of 2. That'll be Kalala Burb. 4 still not stopping yet. 4. Rohana Mamba out in front. Last chance for 6. Can't get there.
I can't wait for this one. This is the big one of the night that we have been building up to. There is everybody in the final, and those are the finalist tables, as you can see by the multicoloured balloons at the top of them.
Who's Hobbs on the phone to?
Ah, boss.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or, well, I don't know, actually. Is he ordering his takeaway for after?
Having
or
his
his
bet
beer?
downstairs.
Having his bet. I just want to give you an update on the tipping competition. At the moment, David Lord is leading 39.75, Lauren Knowles 36, Brian Johnson 32.67. It's one of those nights where you'd think, yeah, I got the 25 to 1 winner. Yeah, I got the 10 to 1 winner, but quite a few people have had both.
How many times, Danny, will 30 points win that competition?
Oh,
8 out of 10, 9 out of 10?
Easy peasy.
Tonight, no chance.
We're talking nearly 40.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable. Well, there is the scene. We're setting the scene for the big one, the final. The Coral Golden Sprint is coming up soon, Daryl.
Yeah, not long to wait, is it? It's always a great race. It started back in the late 80s, so here we are, all these years on. I think this is the 39th running. Fire and Ice. Here's a stat to blow your mind, by the way. Trap 1 has won the Golden Sprint Final in 7 of the last 10 years. That is a big number. Fire and Ice wears the red here at 5-2. Pavilion Team, a middle runner, of course, for trainer Mark Wallace. He looks to win this for the 4th time, which would be a record. 9-2. Roanna Mamba, Michelle Brown, out of 3, looking for her first Category 1 winner. Might it come here? Union Rebel Kevin Hutley won this back in 2018 with Forest Chunk. 9-4. Mad About Peck, as we heard earlier, 5 from 5 at Romford over the track and trip. And Maxine Locke, who scored with Lot Messi back in 2014, runs the 6. Whitewood Lenny. Let's go to the betting ring, the all-important betting ring with Jason and Gary.
The Coral Golden Sprint Final. It is a buzz down here. Everybody's got their own opinions. Gary, is it as simple as whoever leads wins?
I think so, Jay. It's a good final, isn't it? You know, if you was a bookie, if I had the chalk in my hand here, I want to have a go here, because I think, as you said, whoever turns the corner, and look at the results tonight, Jason. Even there, you know, the punters made it a match there, 2 and 5, got them both beat. The bookies here tonight, honestly, that, you know, I should imagine they'll be a bit worried getting in the car park. They need security court tonight, because there's been no fight. I think the first race, when we weren't on air, was we? That's about the only jolly we've had all night, Jace.
Well, it's
results
2-5
have been
to
absolutely shocking, you know, for punters, shocking.
25 to 1, 10 to 1. So if I had to pin you down, which I don't think anybody wants to see,
ain't got enough
us
pins
two
to
rolling around, where would you go?
I'm going to go with Kevin Hutton's dog, Union Rebel. But again, you know, it's short enough, Jason, and the results tonight, really and truthfully, you know, you do need that pin here tonight, don't you? Need a golden pin here. Oh, it's the Golden Sprint, isn't it, the final? But it's desperately hard. I'll go with 4, Jace, but I'll be truthful, I've had it kicked out of me tonight. The favourites that I fancied, I thought Bacon Roll was a certainty. I thought Obsy's won the race before was a certainty. I think the only certainty is the Queen's Hospital in Romford. That's where all the punters have finished up. It's been one of them nights, isn't it?
Thank God we got a fantastic final to cheer us up. I'll get you a tissue, Cal.
Thank goodness for that. Coral Golden Sprint Final, £10,000 to the winner of this race. It is now the fastest 4 bends in the country.
It is. This is a brilliant race, Danny, as well. It really is. Put up, we've got 2 through for the. There we go. Firstly, Fire and Ice, best turned out. Nathan Hunt, congratulations. £50 coming your way for the Champagne Club. For Ground Racing UK, we'll do all the tips, of course. Put up 2. Well, I put up 3 anti-posts. 1 got knocked out last week. We've got Whitewood Lenny and Union Rebel, both a point each way at 16 to 1. So we've got 2 through to the final. We're sitting pretty.
You're not that bad at this job, are you?
Depends who you ask.
Well, not this job, I mean the tip
depends who you ask, yeah. But we're okay, we're doing okay. But I do think Fire and Ice have got a draw to die for here, I really do. But it's a cracking race. Being led up there
the
by last year's champion.
Front Alice, there she is.
Stunner.
Absolutely gorgeous, isn't she? And you know what? I bet it's quite confusing sometimes as well when they're leading up the parade and then they go, "You what? I'm not racing. Are you joking?"
It's only last week she was running.
I know. She don't want to go. That is class. Right, Fire and Ice for Nathan Hunt, who's won the best turned out, is at 9 to 4. 3rd Category 1 final for this dog. He won his other one in the Puppy Cup here at Romford.
He did, ever so consistent, so he's got a great draw to work from. The only railer, Danny, I thought he'd be shorter than the 130 that was available today.
And he's 9 to 4 now. Pavilion Team, this is his first Cat 1 final. He was 4th though in the Northamptonshire Sprint, so he's got speed to burn.
He was, but he's got a draw here and he's not familiar with in Trap 2. He's been running out at 6, 5, 4. I don't think he'll be a massive hindrance, probably leaning towards lane 3.
Trap 3, Roanna Mamba, the outsider of the field at 10 to 1, was 4th in the Puppy Cup. This is only his 2nd Cat 1 final.
It is, and he's going to move off as well, so he's going to give Pavilion Team more room as well, because he's going to definitely move off from 3. He's going towards lane 4 and 5.
Trap 4, Union Rebel, the 4th Cat 1. He was 2nd in the produce, and that is his best result in a Category 1 so far.
Yeah, and come back with a bang as well. A bit of time off, a track record run at Oxford, 14.57. He's a good price, he's a fast dog.
Trap 5, my selection, my nap of the night here, Mad About Peck, unbeaten here in 5 runs, and he doesn't just win, he absolutely destroys his field.
He absolutely bolts up, as Danny says. And yeah, 130, took a little bit of a walk in the betting. 5 from 5 here, you wouldn't want to be against.
Trap 6, Whitewood Lenny has got the draw.
He's got a fantastic makeup, and look, it would have been no surprise whatsoever to see what would Lenny do, what he does so often around here, where they fly out the boxes and they win.
Yeah.
These typical Romford dogs, they go in spells where they'll go 3-4 runs in a row, bang, bang, bang. They have a couple of runs there where they might just get caught out. She's just a freak, and when it's a joy to watch her when she's in that form.
Yeah. I mean, I love staying races, we all do. And most of the time, you love a staying race when something comes from the back. But when a dog does that, you don't care.
Yeah, and you enjoy and celebrate and champion them dogs because, they're very hard to find, and they're very rare that you get one as consistent as that. To do that as much as she does, and 34.72. I thought might have been a little bit quicker than that, to be fair. But look, it's not to be sniffed at. I mean, look, she's done 34.72. So, and if you have done 2 field, forecast, tricast, you've got the 2 ones that you wanted. Droopy's maybe, and Hurry Up Rosie to boost that forecast and tricast up because big prices there. She's just a freak. What would you do now? Let's see if they ask them the question on the podium.
Yeah.
What would the plan be? Would you go Derby with her?
The thing is, we've just been discussing that off air. I'm not sure that I would, because I think, one, don't fix what ain't broken, but also, she's not battle hardened. She's one of those, she pings, she goes, she doesn't really see another rival when she's been in the races. And when she has, she's not really shown the guts and determination to come through. And I think in the Derby, especially, if you're not Paul Perfect out those boxes, which she might not have as much early pace as some of the true 4-bend dogs, then she might just get a bit knocked about.
Yeah, she can be quite clumsy in behind.
Yeah.
When she's having to pass 2 and 3 dogs. When she's only got 1 to pass, she's normally okay. But when she's passing 2, 3, 4 dogs, she can be quite clumsy. But there is only one Derby.
Yeah.
Fantastic prize money. A track that she loves. But at the same time, you've got the golden jacket at Monmore as well over the 684. That is going to be
very underused 684.
It's going to be tailor-made for her, isn't it? You'd think she absolutely adore that trip, especially with the early pace that she's got with that long run to the bend. So interesting. We'll see what connections think.
Yeah, we will. Now they are down on the podium, and Mark Wallace has given her a lot of love already. I've seen. We got Basher. Go on, Basher. Basher Watts, if you didn't know, is part of our, new part of the greyhound team, actually, because he's quite new to the greyhound scene, and he's got Bish Bash Boshy, Bosh Bashy, whatever it's called.
He's can run as well, that dog. He's a nice dog. Barry Gibbs on the podium as well. I just saw there in his grey suit. He gets everywhere, he does. Like a bad smell, isn't he, Barry Gibbs? He's everywhere. Gets where water don't.
She's an absolute stunner. Stunner, that girl. And one lady that will be very happy is Miss Emily Wallace.
Thank you, Danny. I'm certainly very happy after that performance from New Destiny. Going to catch up with the trainer. No luck in the Golden Sprint final, but you're not sad for too long with Destiny running like that.
No, definitely. Our dog in the Golden Sprint Pavilion team ran well enough. He was third, but the winner was very good, very, very good, and probably was in the draw that we wanted, trap 4. So, but nice little good consolation for our little superstar in New Destiny, and we've bought last time she was here, she got beat in the final, unfortunately, but she loves it here, and just wanted to get some races into her before the couple of big competitions coming up next month, and so that'll keep her nice and fit, good time again, and stunning performance as usual.
And the next target is the Hunt Cup at Oxford?
Maybe not. We are thinking about whether we're going to go to Oxford or Sunderland, possibly Sunderland even for the Grand Prix. I think she would be well suited up there. Or we could go to Oxford. Obviously, she's great round Oxford as well.
Thank you very much. Have to wait and see where New Destiny goes, but I think Hobbsy is going to catch up with Basher Watts.
I certainly am. Well done to New Destiny. Absolutely different class this evening here at Romford. Well done to the MWD partnership. Mark Wallace, delighted, of course. Now, Basher Watts helped out with the presentation there. Social media influencer. How was that? That was class, wasn't it?
Oh, that's it. All class. New Destiny. Sometimes when you come in, she was too short to have a bet on, but you can appreciate a wonderful performance with no money on. Do you know what I mean? And appreciate the game. And it was all over by the first bend. The oi-ois were going off, and yeah, some dog.
Fantastic. Some dog. You had some week at Cheltenham, I understand, as well. You've been a busy boy.
Of course. Up and down at Cheltenham. Roller coaster of a ride. Some punters were on the floor. We did okay, but if it was easy, everyone would do it. Builds character, I'll say.
Absolutely. Now, building character will be your visits, hopefully, for Toaster with the Star Sports English Greyhound Derby on the horizon, not that far away. You're going to be there and spreading the word to your followers.
Absolutely, I'll be there. It's going to be a great evening. My first time there, actually. I can't wait to do it. But talking of building character in Toaster, Bish Bosh Bashy runs on Sunday. Last time I was here, gone to the Dogs, he won the next day. So fingers crossed he can win at Toaster on Sunday.
The omens are spot on.
That's it, that's it. Everything crossed. I have my lucky pants on and fingers crossed the Bish can do the business.
So how do people follow Basher Watts? Tell us.
Yeah, sure. So you can go on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Basher Watts, TikTok. Just follow Basher Watts, search that, you'll see me up, and all the content is always honest. So tonight has been an honest day's punting. We've lost, but that is the reality of the game. You see a lot of people just showing wins. That's not how it works. We've had a bad day, but we show the wins, we show the losers, and always have a good time.
Great to see you, Basher.
You too, thanks for having me.
He's cracking. I love Basher. The content he puts out, if you don't follow him already, he's well worth a follow. And I don't say that lightly, to be fair, because he's a great asset to the greyhound game. You know, he does show the highs and lows, but then he comes back and you see he talks with such passion as well. He's been in the horse racing game for a long, long time. And like Cheltenham was hard for a lot of people. But I think he's going to be an asset to us, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing him.
He's really good. He speaks well. He's young. He's well spoken. Very polite young man. He's doing good things as well. You know, he's promoting our sport, which is always a positive.
Right, we're going to have a look at the TV Trophy heats because, of course, the final is in 2 days.
Off and racing for Heat 1 of the Time Greyhound Nutrition TV Trophy. Good starts by 3 and 6 and then 1, 4, 5 and 2. That's the order as they take the first of 8 turns. It's Trap 6 in the lead. Tato Commodore ahead. Leads by 11.5 to 3 Swift Delta. They're pursued by infield Fifi and then Swift Jarvis. Next it's Move Over Oggy and then Trap 2 cut up a little bit there around the third turn into the fourth, and it's still 3 and 6 from 1, 4, 5 and 2. They're going to pass the line and then they'll have another circuit. 3 ahead of them. Swift Delta still leads, followed by infield Fifi, who's been keeping good company recently, but was hindered there as 4 cut into the inside, and 1 has fallen right down the pack, racing at the back with 6 as they start to tire. It's Swift Delta in the lead. Bubbly Inferno, this super finisher, the reigning champion, went by Trap 3 very comfortably, and the rest of them as well for that matter. It's 2, 3, 4 and 5. They're clear of 1 and 6. Bubbly Inferno now might be tying up. 3's having another go. Swift Delta, it's going to be 2 and 3 to qualify, and it's 2 from 3. Oh, so narrowly. Bubbly Inferno and Swift Delta. Off and racing for Heat 2 of the Time Greyhound Nutrition TV Trophy. 2 of them to qualify for next week's final, and it's 4 leading 5-1, 6-2-3 as they come around the bend. 2 caught up in a bit of traffic there, goes on around the second bend, but Do Homer Princess, the outsider of the 6 of them, leads by 4 lengths going into the third turn. Then it's 5 head count, followed by 2 Mongies Wild. 6 Alright Patricia, finalist last year, is just ahead of 3 in 5th position, Our Smasher, and Chompy's Girl is chasing them all around. They've got another circuit to go. 5 and 4 close together. 2 on the outside. Then it's 6, 3 and 1. 2 Mongies Wild now takes over. The favourite now might have the race at his mercy. He's ahead. Trap 2. Now will Trap 2 relish the final 2 turns in the straight, having won over 7-12 here not long ago? It's Mongies Wild looking very good around the bend. Then it's Alright Patricia, followed by Our Smasher. It's going to be a real race on for second place. 2 ahead. Mongies Wild. Alright Patricia in second. 2, 6, 3. It is Mongies Wild beating Alright Patricia. We're getting ready. Off and racing. This is Heat 3 of the Time Greyhound Nutrition TV Trophy. Capel Rose has started off way behind, and Trap 5 did not need that up against it anyway. Going around the second bend, 4 Droopy's Flotilla as expected leads. From Magical Luna in second place. Seems pretty keen on it today. Then 6 Alright Gordy, followed by the Hot Pot 3 Ballymac Taylor. 2 is next Lamona Amaze, and then Trap 5 Capel Rose, who is currently, I'd say, about 15 lengths behind the leading 2. They've got another circuit to go. 4 ahead of 1, followed by 3 and 6 and 2 and 5. So Ballymac Taylor still has 2 to pass to qualify, but is working on them. Squeezes up Trap 1 and now has sights set on 4. Droopy's Flotilla trying to hold off Ballymac Taylor, but it may prove to be an impossible task. 3 goes on the inside of 1 and the outside of 4. She's slaloming. It's Ballymac Taylor who's taken control and he's going to gallop to victory here impressively. 4, 1 and 6 are going to have an impressive battle for second place. 3 Ballymac Taylor superb. 6 is narrowly in second place.
Bubbly Inferno for me. Back to back.
Oh, it'd be a brilliant achievement, wouldn't it? It
Yeah.
really would. I can't look past Ballymatt Taylor. I must say that I just think that she's back to her very best there by the looks of it. Mongy's wild. Now, Mongy's wild. There's no early pace in the race whatsoever. So it's how far clear he goes, and it's then if, you know, the rest of them just get in each other's way, can he go far enough clear? He weren't stopping going into the trip, you know, but she'll back to her best Ballymatt Taylor. It's a brilliant race, I must say. You've got the three very best marathon runners in the country in the final. It's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
You know, Dave Lee there with two outside as well. Not Dave Lee, sorry. The trainers of 5 and 6. All right, Patricia. He's Dave Lewis, sorry. Dave Lewis with 5 and 6. All right, Gordy. All right, Patricia. I'll be with 6 over 5.
Only because you backed anti-post.
Yeah. I do think Ballymatt Taylor will win. I think and I'm going to be there. I can't wait to see that live.
I'm gutted I can't be there, but I'm hoping Bubbly Inferno does back-to-back, because we know Paul Young can get a TV trophy winner.
Certainly can.
Right, let's go to the nap race for Joe. He's found the toughest race going with 4 runners in it. Anyway,
3-1 down.
Trap 1, Faraday's Megan. Plenty of Irish experience. Didn't win, but did win her UK debut over the 7:12 at Toaster. Anton's Maggie stays all day, but hasn't won here from 9 starts.
Yeah, this is it'll help Anton's Maggie being a 4-dog race, I must say. But this is a nap.
Caviro won over 750 metres at Lifford, so we know he stays.
Yeah, and showed loads of speed behind Bright Jewel last week. Do not be fooled by the 9 3/4 length defeat. Showed a lot of pace in behind.
He did. I would have been with this guy as well. Toddy Thunder in Trap 6. St Ledger semi-finalist, though. He's got something to do.
Yeah, good draw. It's a bit of an extended trip for Toddy Thunder. Again, not quite in the form that she was back in the St Ledger, etc. in Sheffield. Nap time, Danny. Caviro, 3-1, 4-dog race. Faraday's Megan in 1. I weren't convinced going to the drop at Toaster last time out, over 7:12. I was convinced when I saw Caviro there. 9-4-2, a bit of a stretch, but nap time, Trap 4, Caviro.
Let's go to Jason.
I don't want to sully what has been a brilliant night, but Gary is seething. You dug us out before the last race, you dug us out, and Gary, you had the car.
Same old system, yeah. We fancied New Destiny. We thought the 3-dog would be second, 16-1. Paid 7-1 here on the total Falkland, but that's history. I fancy the Lord Mayor of Romford here, Paul Young. You know, everyone loves him. He's got 2 dogs in the race, 1 and 4. But I might have found a clue here, Jace. Paul's missus, Min, is walking round the 4-dog. She's not walking round the 1-dog. And I think when they think who's going to win, I'm going to go with Min. I'm going to go with the 4-dog here. It's short, Caviro, but it ran at Toaster the other week. It made up 10 lengths in running to get beat half a length to a Peter Arnden dog. If it falls anywhere near them, I'm with Min Young. Min, you've got to get us out of trouble here.
They have come for the one, but Mark, camera on Mark. Honest to God, did Gary tip up that last forecast?
He did. Well done. Right, we've got the Greyhound Racing UK Together We Win trophy, and just having a little word on the tipping competition. 166 people had the 1 to 6 favourite, and David Lord is at the top, 37.75. Lauren Knowles, 35.17. Vincent Older, 30.75. Brian Johnson, 30.67. Steve Noble, 29.17. And actually, I'm on the first page as well, which is quite remarkable. So I don't know what I've done. I actually put mine was in as a test.
Well, we go to charity, don't we?
If I won, obviously it would go to charity. But anyone with Trap 3 Proper Rebel will be on the SP favourite. So you're going to be with 1 or 4.
Danny, 3-1 into 15-8, Caviro.
Is it going to be a Keneally cracker to
I
round
hope
off
so.
the night?
Let's hope it is. Let's hope that Caviro does the business. If getting a clear run, I think he'll win. It's a decent little race. We've got 4 really good dogs here. Toddy Thunder out wide is solid as well, 5-2. 4-1 Anton's Maggie, you said, behind Swift Guinea last time out. I think the race could suit Caviro.
I'm not sure I can say Keneally's crackers without laughing. Anyway, they are almost ready to go. Daryl, for the final time, call them home, please.
It was interesting, wasn't it, to hear Basher Watts, Danny, earlier saying, you've got to show everybody your workings, whether you're winning or losing. We've kind of just conveniently forgotten to show a recap of the Naps table. But, Joe, please, get us a winner here tonight. Everybody let New Destiny go. By the way, 14 3/4 lengths was the winning margin. That is some win. 8 bends. This is the Greyhound Racing UK Together We Win trophy. Just the 4, and they smashed Car Voero down to 15-8. Faraday's Megan on the slide from odds on to the same price, and away they go. And Megan got away best then as they go to the corner. Faraday's Megan leads around the first bend. Toddy's Thunder will turn in second. Then Anton's Maggie, and Car Voero's got to pass them all, but plenty of time to do so. They roll the back the first time. Faraday's Megan for Paul Young in Paul's own colours here. His own name leads as they come down the stretch for the second time with a lap to run by about 6 lengths over Toddy's Thunder. But Tom Hilbron does consolation await for Tom, and this long trip down from Newcastle, 5 to 5, but making ground. Carvoero's got into third, starting to run now. Anton's Maggie is last. Here's the home turn. Faraday's Megan. Carvoero ran into a pocket. 6 still in second. Toddy's Thunder off the bend. Faraday's Megan's going up and down on the spots. Toddy's Thunder's coming. Toddy's Thunder's coming. Carvoero the far side. Very close. Carvoero on the far side, and Toddy's Thunder. It got tight as they got to the 1. Faraday's Megan in the closing stages. We wait for the judge to confirm it. Carvoero picking up very strongly on the far side for Paul Young of Toddy's Thunder for Tom Hilbron. A dramatic closing few metres of this marathon event at Romford. Connections with their greyhounds, but which one has emerged on top? Let's see it again from the start. Slowly away was Carvoero. It was one who led. Faraday's Megan. Toddy's Thunder turned in second. You can see squeeze for room. Carvoero, who'd been very well back beforehand, Paul Young's other runner, but about 8-10 perhaps off the speed down the back the first time. Faraday's Megan had opened up a decent-looking lead, but this greyhound was trying a little bit further than had been the case in the past. Run over 7:12 at Toaster. In the end, maybe those few metres have made the difference. 6 up into second, Toddy's Thunder. And all of a sudden here, Carvoero is beginning to look a real menace down the outside. If he'd stayed on the outside, it would have been over a long time from home. But he elects to go to the inside. He gets squeezed. He has to check. He loses his position. He perhaps loses his chance, it seemed. But off the final bend, he'd get a second wind. He'd get another go to try and run down Faraday's Megan. Toddy's Thunder this near side. Carvoero on the far side is eating up ground. Here's the moment of truth. They go to the line. Toddy's Thunder on the near side 6, Carvoero on the far side, and at the judge it is going to be very close. Very, very close.
Very close, but 6. 6 has won. Here is the replay from the drone.
Watch this again.
You do have to watch it again, Joe, and I have to say, I feel for you, because this lad has got all the pace in the world. We saw it last week. We've seen it again today. The problem is, he just isn't. I don't think he's quite got the racing brain yet.
Speedboat with no driver.
Yeah, that's it. You know, he's had 4 runs over here. Yes, he had a few over in Ireland, but I just don't think he knows which way to go, and that bit of indecision is going to cost him, because he's going to go one way, going to go the other. He's going to get knocked about, and that's what he's done.
Look, he's got to go outside there, Danny, and checks back in.
Gone inside, can't do it.
He's had to give, again, 4 or 5 lengths off the last bend?
Yeah.
Stayed on really well. It was actually closer, Danny, than I thought it was. You know, when they did the still there, I thought there was probably a neck between them.
I thought there was a head.
It's a short head, that is. That's desperately close. See him going into the drop. But, you know what, fair play to Tom Hilbron. A long way to come. Massive commitment. Going back with a winner. You know, it's a bit of a consolation for Madabar Peck in the final. So fair play to Tom Hilbron. A great performance from 6.
Yeah, I mean, she's got, 11 wins now in 37. It's a cracking performance from Toddy's Thunder to come through and win our final race here on Gone to the Dogs Live, brought to you by Greyhound Racing UK. It's the Together We Win trophy. And there she is, Toddy's Thunder on the podium. Daryl, what's the result?
Well, now we do know. Toddy's Thunder, that was so tight. 11-4, great effort, and well done to Tom. It won't make the journey quite as taxing going all the way back to the northeast. Carvoero touched off so unlucky. 7-4 favoured in second. Faraday's Megan has crossed the line in third. That's the result of our last.
Well, there they are on the podium, Toddy's Thunder, and we've found him. He's been roaming around all night. Hobbsy, how are you doing?
I'm very well. I like to keep busy, and it's been the racing top notch. You know, not easy for punters, not easy to get winners, I have to say. But I didn't do too badly tipping wise. I tipped this fella in picture here, Toddy's Thunder. New Destiny was easy to find, and I did have the big race winner as well. So didn't do too bad after a rocky start, but it was just good to see the atmosphere over there. the grandstand absolutely packed. It'll be the same again here at Romford Saturday night, but Friday night open race crowd. They've enjoyed the racing, win or lose.
Now we're going to go down to the podium with Emily.
Thank you, Danny. Yes, a very, very good race for the last race of the night on Gone to the Dogs Live. Going to speak with trainer Tom Hilbron. Tom, it was a marathon and it was a very exciting one at that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, she did. It's the first time over the trip. We just thought we'd bring her down, obviously, with the race being on. She's done it pretty well first time. She's never been round here before. She ran off at the second bend, so yeah, I think she'll improve for that. But happy there.
Did you expect that from her? Because obviously the one had a nice lead, had work to do. Did you think that she would come from behind?
Being honest, I didn't think she'd peg it back when we went down the back straight, but she stayed on really hard. She has been lately, but didn't know she'd get that trip. So yeah, it's opened up a few more avenues for her. Made the trip one bit easier anyway.
Exactly. It's a very long trip from you from the north. No luck in the final with Mad About Peck, but this is a consolation prize.
Yeah, it's nice to go on with the winner in it. You know, the winner in the final did brilliant. Union Rebel, he bombed the boxes, and we had no